Hey, what's up? My name is Aaron White. J&A Homebuyers are investors in the Houston area. I'm actually a realtor as well with EXP. And today we're going to be making a video for you guys if you're in the process of getting started finding leads and looking to get into maybe the wholesaling space, or a realtor that wants to make money by selling deals for investors. This content here will help you find leads all over the place, right? So investors, they're going to buy properties that have some sort of distress to it. They have some sort of problem with title that they can really work to help fix. Or maybe there just needs to be a convenience factor, right? I need to sell it as is. I need to move out, maybe not able to fix or clean up, paint, so on and so forth. There's got to be some way an investor provides value. So today we're going to be diving into lists that provide that value, that investors could provide that value, and give you ideas of how you can find those lists. We're also going to be touching on a few of them that may take more time to work, but can still be really good leads for investors and to go out and find. All right, so for sale by owner. For sale by owner can be a great source of leads because a lot of times they may not quite market it properly, or maybe they just don't want to work with a realtor, or maybe a realtor rejected working with them because they refused to fix some problems on their house, right? So it's worth reaching out to them just to see what you can do to help them. You can find them on Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist, on Zillow. Those are the common ones. Look up for sale by owner sites in your market area and you can find a whole bunch of people looking to sell their house, looking for a cash offer. MLS withdrawn. So this is where they listed on MLS, they withdrew it, or they terminated that listing. If you know a realtor, they could probably export a list of these properties for you, and you could call the owners because maybe they're just disgruntled with the realtor. They may still want to sell. You have to figure out what happened, right? So it's a great source to contact. You can also contact houses on the MLS. If you're a realtor, this actually is really easy because you can get in the MLS, you can look at the thumbnails and just scroll down, right, and look for ugly houses. You'll be like, okay, nice house, nice house, nice house. That house has problems. It's outdated, it has problems, whatever. You can do keyword searches too, like fixer-upper, investor special, handyman special. It could be foundation or other keywords. You can search for those houses. These have problems, and you can contact them to make an offer. And if you want to sweeten the deal, because you're making money on the wholesale side of this deal, you say, hey, listing agent, you can keep all of your listing commission, essentially. A lot of times they'll negotiate 5-6% commission for buyer and seller. You're saying, hey, I'm not charging you a buyer commission because I'm gonna purchase this property and do an assignment, right? So that is a way to find deals on the MLS. Posting bandit signs. So you can put up those signs. You've seen them at street corners. It says, we buy houses cash, close in 7 days, call me, and have people call you. Just make sure you check the laws in your area so you don't get any trouble there. But it can be a great source to have people calling you to sell their house. Driving for dollars. This one can be a really good quality source of leads because typically these guys aren't getting phone calls from everyone. There's no public list for this. You actually have to drive through the neighborhoods and look for problem properties. Overgrown lawns, problems with fascia, problems with the garage doors, something in the front of the house, maybe a boarded up window, broken window, the curtains aren't there, it looks empty, right? Something with the house that just looks off and means it could be vacant. If you can find the contact information of those owners, then you can call them. They may be excited that somebody wants to buy their property and be eager to work with an investor. Networking. This is huge, right? As you're out and about, you're going to meet a lot of these people, and it's really important that you take the time to let them know that you're an investor and you're buying houses. So find ways to add value to these people, and we'll dive into it. So attorneys, divorce attorneys, real estate attorneys, how can you provide value? Mailmen, mailwomen, they see all sorts of houses. They can do the driving for dollars for you. How can you incentivize them to work with you? Inspectors, they may not be able to refer directly, but maybe they could give the realtor your card and get you a deal. Foundation repair, plumbers, roofers, Property managers may have an eviction with one of their clients, and one of their clients just wants to sell. Why not have a direct deal with another investor that could fix things up? And that's a great way to get leads. Taxi driver, Uber drivers, or insurance adjusters. These are all people all over around you right now. Go find them, make connections, make contacts, find ways that you can provide value. It's going to take time sitting down and thinking, who do you know? How can you provide value to that person? Can you bring them more business? Can you give them an incentive? Those are the easy ways to get more leads from those people. Now, when we get into lists that you can look at, seniors. A lot of seniors, especially in cities like Houston, they may want to move around the mid 50s to early 60s range, right? In Houston, we see a pretty steep decline. We'll see like 13% on almost all age groups get into 60 years old, and all of a sudden it drops to less than half, right? And so most of these seniors are moving out of large metropolitan areas at the age of retirement, and they just don't want to stick around with the crazy traffic and everything, right? So it can be a great source to find houses that probably haven't been touched since they bought them many, many years ago. Maybe they have issues and they're just looking for a convenient sale, easy walk away, good for an investor to work with. Public lists. Now, I recommend you buy some of these lists because you can take quite a bit of work to get these lists. And there's places that you can buy these lists. I'll give you a little bit of tips here in just a minute, but these are great because these all usually have some sort of problem, and there's a public record indicating that this person may be a candidate to sell their house. Of course, it's not why they have the public record, but the public record's there, therefore you know that they may be a good candidate. So probate. Someone passes away, they often inherit that property. It takes a long process. This one, you'll have to work for, it could be 6 months, could be a year before they actually have the right to sell that property. However, a probate lead can be a good one because the property may be in rough shape, it could be in bad condition, and that house may be sitting for months without any utilities. If they had pets, there may be some smells in there. And a lot of families just really can't take the emotional energy of going through and fixing up a property to get it ready to sell on the MLS. So again, this isn't for everyone, but there are a lot of deals there that could be happening. This one takes a lot of persistence and follow-up and really good funnel management. We'll talk more about that in future videos. Evictions. As evictions come, of course, they're not always great. A lot of holes in the wall, maybe toilets with cement in it, whatever. Could be a great opportunity for investors to purchase those properties and get a deal. Tax delinquencies, you got absentee owners. This is usually when someone owns a property and they're leasing it out, or it's a secondary property. It could be something that they're looking at selling. So contacting them direct, this can be a way to sell that house. I know I get calls all the time with my rental properties saying, hey, you want to sell the property? Yeah, people call this list a lot. So pre-foreclosures. When they're facing foreclosure, they get a public notice, and it's public to everyone that this person is facing foreclosure, right? And so it'll often show up on Zillow. You can see them. You can find it in a number of different places as well, but there's lists for pre-foreclosures, for people facing divorce, vacant houses, and houses with liens, like if they have mechanics liens or other things like this, right? So all of these people may be facing some sort of problem, and if their house isn't in perfect condition, or they can't quite agree on how to do the repairs or work that out within the family, they can be a great lead for an investor. Again, not every lead, but they can be a great lead for you to call and find if they're willing to sell. You can buy a lot of these lists on websites like Real Estate IQ, and Real Estate IQ is more focused towards Texas and a few other states in the South here, but they have a lot of data on there that you can buy. And PropStream is one that people use everywhere, right? And they'll have these lists as well. So hopefully this gave you a lot of ideas of how you can go out and find leads to generate the business you're trying to build as a wholesaler and start working on building that empire.